right, welcome back. We still in conversation with the Minister of Home Affairs, Gigaba. We're looking at, a whole wide range of issues from deportation to the Lesotho special permits. Talking about the Lesotho special permits, Minister, we do know that the deadline for the application process was last month, and you made it clear there isn't going to be any extension. How are things looking in terms of numbers?
The Lesotho special permit was a very special process.
Yeah.
We have had 127,000 people applying online. We have had about 88,000 who have completed the process, which means they've come to the offices, submitted the supporting documents, and we even arranged a special requirement that even if they are still waiting for their passports from Lesotho, they can use their IDs and they can use other documents to apply, but they will then be required to bring their passports for them to get their visas back. We have about 31,000 who have received their permits back, and so the process for the application, which started in May last year, I extended the deadline to September last year, and finally to December 31. We then have closed that process. We now are in the process which ends on the 31st of March for those who must bring in the supporting documents and complete the application process. As I say, 31,000 permits have already been issued, and we hope to complete that process between May and June to ensure that people can live their lives properly. As we had said, we at the moment we don't have any applicants whose applications have been rejected. We will only know that once the process is completed. But as we have said, once the process is now completed, even the people of Lesotho who were exempted from deportation whilst we undertook this process will now be eligible for deportation. The deportation process is very expensive for the department. The 33,000 people who are deported are quite high. They can go up to 45,000 per annum, but it's unsustainable because it's a lot of money that we spend. A more sustainable approach is the completion of the Border Management Authority, the refencing of South Africa, re-establishing the fence where it had collapsed, and ensuring that there is proper management of South Africa's borderline so that we can channel all travelers to South Africa towards our ports of entry, and then they enter South Africa as regular migrants.
All right, so what happens in terms of their deportation process? Do you perhaps have a day as to when the department will start with that?
We will make that announcement. Yeah. I think we will run this process towards its conclusion. Yeah. I will consult with my colleague, Minister Rakwane in Lesotho, and inform him that at this point, we've completed all the process. This is how it's gone. These are the permits issued. Now we will inform the Basotho that the deportations will also commence. But Lesotho, you must understand, is also a unique country in that they only have one neighbor. So in our approach to our managing of international migration, we don't only view SADC as a region. We also take an individual bilateral view with each country given the unique circumstances it may present for us. Lesotho presents a unique circumstance. They only have one neighbor, and that's South Africa. So we need as much as possible to collaborate, to share data with Lesotho so that we can free as much as possible movement between South Africa and Lesotho. Otherwise, we're going to end up locking the people of Lesotho up in Lesotho, which would be completely inhumane.
Minister, there are so many issues to look into, but due to time constraints, we're going to have to leave it right here. Thank you so much for coming through. I believe that we will, extend an invitation again next time to take a look at the services that are provided for our South Africans by your department. Thank you so much for coming through.
It's my pleasure. Thank
you very much. There you have it, Minister of Home Affairs, Gigaba, talking to us about a whole lot of issues ranging from deportation to the Lesotho special permits and any other related issues.